Hi boys and girls, it's Show back with another video. Today we're looking to cover the Champions League. It starts tomorrow and Wednesday. We're going to go through the groups, make our predictions on who's going to qualify, and then just for a bit of fun, just who's going to win the whole thing, especially now that the away goals rule has been scrapped for this campaign. So that's really going to change the dynamic with teams that like to sit, get the away goal, and then set up shop at home. Yeah, I think teams that often sort of go for it, maybe keep possession as well, and probably less tactical. I think those teams might prove to be more effective this time around. So let's just crack on with it, crack on to Group A here in front of us. So look, we've got Man City, PSG, RB Leipzig and Club Bruges. I'm just going to go Man City on this one on goal difference. I think it'll be very close to them and PSG, obviously. I just think Champions League final last year for Man City, they've strengthened with Grealish. I think the attacking trio with Ferran Torres and Gabriel Jesus is incredibly exciting. Arguably, in terms of the way they're kind of like fluid and interlink in possession, I think one of the most exciting in the league, and obviously in the Champions League as well. And then PSG, we know their trio. It's not difficult to remember. I wonder what the actual abbreviation for it would be, letters-wise. Would it be NMM? I don't know. Whatever. MNM probably makes more sense. I think PSG, they've always had that issue in terms of the sort of mentality. Players are losing their rag, but it's not something that will happen in the group stage. They'll easily navigate that. RB Leipzig as well. Julian Nagelsmann, he's now the manager, who we all know is an incredibly talented young manager. He's now at Bayern Munich, and their two best players, arguably from last season, or most important players, in Upamecano and Sabitzer, are now gone with him to Bayern, so they're quite depleted. But I would expect them to still slip into the Europa League. So yeah, Man City top, PSG second. Move on to Group B. We've got Atletico, Liverpool, Porto and Milan. This is almost a group of death, not quite. You'd expect the top two here, in Atletico and Liverpool, to navigate this group. But I am going to go for a shock for the round on this one. I reckon Liverpool will go top. I think they've started the season well, even with the loss of Harvey Elliott. And that's obviously a really bad injury. Wish him well. It's not an important position. It's something that they can easily fill in my opinion. So I'd expect them to hit the ground running in this group. Atletico, they've signed Griezmann. They lost Sal Niguez on loan. I think they've peaked with the league last year. I reckon this would be another phase of kind of like rebuilding the side. I reckon Milan, they're coming right into their prime as a team. They've got some older heads in like Zlatan and Giroud, but they've got some other like really, really good players as well. If we look at some of their players, they've got Kessie. He's an absolute tank of a midfielder, like really, really classy as well. Like what I really like about him is he sort of he kind of wears the low socks and has a lot of style in the way he plays, but he's also an absolute beast. So he's like really hard to sort of shrug off the ball. So he's like a proper cool player. They've also picked up Olivier Giroud, who's I think in terms of maybe sort of swapping in and out with Zlatan, certainly suits their style of play. They've also got Rebic as well. Tonali as well, from Brescia, that they signed a couple of years ago, hoping for a big season from him. So I just reckon Milan are going to do it in Group B. Liverpool top, Milan second for me. Right, we're going to move on to Group C. Dortmund, usually inconsistent. They've had a decent start to the season. I think Haaland's obviously just going to be. He was the Champions League striker of the season last year. I expect him to probably challenge for that again. So rack up the goals in this group. So I'm going to go top purely on the fact that if you on paper, I expect and experience really. Like they've got Hummels as well, Chan. Rain is obviously a year older, and he's going to be a brilliant talent for them, and Jude Bellingham. So yeah, fully expect them to finish top. Now this is the thing: Ajax, Besiktas. I expect Sporting Lisbon to come last. Ajax and Besiktas, though, very, very even for me. Ajax, they've got obviously the Dutch experience of Stekelenburg. They've also got Klaassen, Daley Blind as well. They signed Sebastian Haller. Now, hopefully he will be good for them. He sort of he was decent in spells for West Ham, but he does blow hot and cold, but he is a terrific talent. So it's a difficult one. I mean, Besiktas, they've signed really, really well this summer. They've got Michy Batshuayi, who scored a couple of goals in the last game for Besiktas. They've also got Miralem Pjanic that they signed from Barcelona. We know how much he can sort of control the midfield on his day. They've also got the experience of Vida, the Croatian at centre-back. I just think they're a really sort of well-rounded team, and I think the hostile atmosphere that comes with playing in Besiktas, I just think that might get them over the line in this group. So I want to go them second, Ajax to slip in the Europa League. Let's move on to Group D. Real Madrid, Shakhtar, Inter, and Sheriff Tiraspol. Now, Sheriff are going to come last. I think that's a given. I'm going obviously Shakhtar in third, but they may get an upset in there, but I don't think it'll be enough to kind of get them over the line to qualify. But yeah, Real Madrid into Milan. It's interesting. I think they're quite even in terms of like aging squads, areas that they're not really filled in the summer transfer window. I'm just gonna go Real Madrid on this one, just because of some of the star names that have got Champions League experience. I mean, Benzema is still terrific. You've got Bale and Hazard. Hazard looks fitter than he's done in a good while. I think it could be a good season for him. And then into Milan, they've lost Lukaku, who's their key player, not really replaced him. I mean, they've got Edin Dzeko. That's who they've brought him in. I think he's obviously an aging force. Denzel Dumfries, though, for Inter Milan, I think is going to be terrific. Dutch right back. I mean, he's electric. I mean, he kind of reminds me of Alphonso Davies type player. Not great defensively. I think it's similar to Alphonso Davies, kind of overrated one-on-one defender, but just an absolute force going forward. I mean, he like hunts space and hunts the other fullback and on the press. Terrific player, but yeah, I think we're going to go Real Madrid top, and then just into second, but they're obviously going to be the comfortable top two for me in Group D. Right, moving on to Group E. We've got Bayern, Barca, Benfica, Kiev. In this order, going to stay the same for me. I think Bayern, Lewandowski's a machine. I think Memphis Depay for Barcelona started terrifically well, but they aren't great all round. I think defensively the poor midfielder they've aged, not really replaced. I mean, Frankie De Jong's there, but Busquets as well. Yeah, I think Bayern in terms of just the complete squad, they're going to finish top here. So but as we are in Group E, very easy one for me. Group F, easy for me because I'm a United fan. United top, we're going to smash this group. And then, for Villarreal beat us last year in the Europa League final. Absolute travesty. It was on penalties. Like I said, I think they are best suited for the Europa League, let's say. They're a Europa League specialist. I fully expect for them to go into the Europa League and win it for the up-team time. Them and Sevilla are a terrific Europa League team, so I'm going to slip them into third. Atalanta, they've got Moreno, the Colombian player, striker. Yeah, he's terrific. They've got some decent young players, actually. They've also got the German left back. What's his name now? Gusen. Yeah, Gusens. He's a absolutely sort of really terrific up and down left back / left wing for Germany. I think he's terrific as well. So I really expect Atalanta. They got to the semi-final on Project Restart once. So they've got a bit of pedigree now recently. So I'm going to slip them in second. Villarreal into the Europa League where they belong, and then young boys at the bottom. Okay, Group G. Sevilla, Salzburg, Wolfsburg, Lille. This one, I think, easy top two. It would be Lille and Sevilla. Lille, obviously, a terrific side. Sevilla, always decent. I just think this is quite a weak group. So Sevilla usually will probably drop into the Europa League, but they'll sneak in second here for me. So just going to go Lille top, Sevilla second. Don't care about the other two. Then on last group here, we've got Group H, Juventus, Chelsea, Zenit and Malmö. Juventus haven't started that well. Loss of Ronaldo. I think maybe they've won a lot recently, probably trying to rebuild a side in terms of focus and desire to actually win again. I just think Chelsea are going to run away top on this one. Juventus should come in second based on sort of the large quality and experience of the side. And then, Zenit, I'd expect, with the atmosphere, the travel that teams will have to do to go to Zenit, we'll go into the Europa League on this one. So that's the group predictions, nice and easy there. So if we just look at who I've got qualifying here, we've got, so we'll just go back in reverse order. So we've got Juve, Chelsea, Sevilla, Man United, Atalanta, Bayern, Barca, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Milan, Man City, PSG, Inter Milan, Dortmund and Besiktas. Now, I just think the teams that are obviously going to be in for the Champions League this year, Bayern from Group E here, easy. Don't think anyone from Group D is going to challenge. Dortmund may have a surprise, could be the Ajax of this Champions League run. Maybe they could sneak a semi-final, but I expect them to sort of go out last 16 quarter-final. Liverpool could have a good year this year again. Got Van Dijk back, which is very important. Thiago looks fit, which is massively important for them. I mean, you've got Fabinho back in his rightful position as well. Salah on fire. Mane had a poor season last year. Got a chip on his shoulder, a point to prove. I could see them doing well. Man City, PSG, obviously going to be a threat. But I just think with the away Champions League rule, the teams that you'd expect to do pretty well, like United are usually good with like away goals rules, usually might not be as effective this year, which is hopefully that isn't the case, especially now we've got Varane, Pogba playing well. Hopefully it will be more of a possession based side and we might be good this year. I just think it's going to be usual suspects, but my pick for the Champions League this year, I'm going to go with Bayern. I just think with Nagelsmann, that'd be interesting. They've signed Sabitzer and Upamecano. Now Upamecano, he had some indifferent games, but Sabitzer, he's a player. They've kept some of their key players as well. Joshua Kimmich, they kept. I just think they're going to be absolutely dynamite this year. That's my pick. I'm gonna go Bayern to win it all this year, which is a shame because they won it a couple of seasons ago, so that'd be frustrating. But them to win it all. My semi-finals, we're gonna go randomly because it's not even been drawn. United are gonna make it because why not? And then it'll be another English team in there. Definitely two English teams to make the semi-final, and then we'll slip in PSG. Probably to get beaten by United. And then Bayern Munich to beat us in the final. Oh God, I really hope that doesn't happen now. That would be terrible. But that's it for today's video. So throw your group predictions in the comments. Maybe what game you're looking forward to out of the round of fixtures. Who you pick obviously would be to win it all this year, especially with the way goals rule gone now. But very, very excited for this one. Should be a really interesting campaign this year. And thanks very much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.